Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He's just in a bad situation right now, and he's trying to get out of it.
Girl, can we gossip? Ooh, can we gossip? Girl, can we gossip? I have tea, can we gossip? Petty Bunch, it's the Petty One, and I am back for another Gossip Girly Car Chronicle. Today, we're talking Terrence Howard and him giving a Diddy tale. Okay, so I got this story from Black Enterprise, Celebrity News by Nala Abdur Rahman. All right, so if you guys already know, Terrence Howard is just that dude who said what he said. He means what he says, and he says what he means unapologetically, no matter how you may feel about it. He is in the business of ruffling feathers. I mean, you have to respect a person who speaks his or her truth. You know, sometimes we do get in our feels when people say certain things that we don't like, but at the end of the day, we have to respect, we got to respect people and how they feel. We may not always agree with it, and sometimes stuff people say sounds sketchy to us, but to them, if they're walking in their truth and living their truth and living their best life, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, it don't have nothing to do with me. It don't have nothing to do with you. So let's get into it. So Terrence Howard alleges Diddy tried to have sex with him, but he refused. Now, if you guys remember, at the beginning of this month, Terrence Howard went on this podcast, the Patrick Bet-David podcast. Not sure if you guys know about Patrick Bet-David, but Patrick Bet-David is a right-winger, conservative, MAGA sort of dude. He does, you know, he's a right-wing podcaster, uber conservative. I don't agree with any of his talking points. As a matter of fact, I've tried to watch a few of his podcasts, and I was just like, this is not the content for me. So respectfully, I just have to click off, because it's just the type of stuff that just gets your blood boiling, because they are talking from just coming from a place of hierarchy where they feel that they're better than. So that's why I can't get down with Patrick Bet-David. But anyway, Terrence Howard said, hey, I'm going to go on Patrick Bet-David, and I'm going to give my Diddy tale. So Howard says Diddy tried to initiate a relationship with him by asking him to be his acting coach. Now, like I said, you can feel how you want to feel about Terrence Howard, but Terrence Howard is a dope actor. He just is. The man can act his ass off, okay? So Terrence goes on and says, during these supposed lessons, Diddy would just allegedly sit and stare at him. So just imagine someone asks you for some lessons and you linking up with them, and you want to get into the meat and potatoes of the reason why you guys have linked up, and they just sitting there staring. Just staring. Y'all remember that episode of Martin? Hey, Almond, you so almondy.
What's up, Almond Brown? Why don't you let me help you with your little test? What'd you say, man? What? Now, you know you heard me, Almond. I don't even know why you tripping. What's your little almondy self? You so almondy. Look at you. I'm gonna start calling you Almond Joy.
That's how I'm picturing the scenario went down. Like, Diddy was looking at Terrence Howard like he was the last piece of steak on the plate, and he was probably ready to sop the au jus up with, ready to probably sop Terrence up like a damn biscuit. Okay, so that, in my opinion, would be kind of weird. Like, you sitting with somebody and they're just legit staring at you. So Terrence said he noticed the unusual behavior, but he kind of just chalked it up and just, he chalked it up to like, maybe this nigga weird. And he continued to hang out with Diddy.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there, and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
So he's saying like, so to go there and he's just sitting around and looking. And I'm like, okay, this is awkward as hell. What's the material you want to get into? Like, how can I help you to perfect your acting craft? So he said Diddy just stared at him. Gross. Okay. Then Combs then asked to listen to Terrence Howard's music. Now, you guys know that Terrence Howard is not just an actor. Terrence Howard is a musician as well. So he says Diddy asked to listen to his music, but had no response to it. So just imagine you have a music mogul wanting to hear your music. You playing it for him. He has no response. So Terrence said again, so this is the second time I'm getting in front of you and you're just sitting there and you're staring at me. So I know this situation both situations had to be hella awkward. So Terrence says his assistant told him that Diddy wanted to hang out again the following weekend. And, he's sitting up here like, okay, every time I've linked up with this man, it's been weird AF. He's just been staring at me. I'm trying to, pick his brain, and he's just staring. Hey, Almond, hey, you so almondy. So he just staring. I know shit was weird. So he's looking at his assistant. So he's questioning his assistant about Diddy's intentions. Like, you know what? Like, why you want to hang out so much? And so his assistant, and shout out to all the real people in your circle. It's one thing to have people that are yes men and yes women and are always saying what it is you want to hear, but shout out to the that keep it real, that keep it a buck 1,000% of the time, all day long, all day strong. So Terrence is asking his assistant, like, what's up with that? And so he says his assistant stated their belief in the Bad Boy Records founder's ulterior motives. So he basically telling them like, yo, come on. Like, we've heard about Bad Boy over the years. It's some type of underlying, it was like he was trying to get a feel for you. So his assistant just put it out there. I think he's trying to fuck you. So after Terrence said, his assistant said, yo, I think he's trying to, Terrence was like, oh, hell no. So he cut off all ties to Diddy and their budding friendship. So then Terrence goes on this diatribe about masculinity and how it played a role in him moving forward. And he, of course, made ties to Hollywood. And it's just, in this day and age, it just really is a slippery slope when you talk about masculinity. Because when you talk about masculinity, you have to think about the other groups of people that your words are gonna fall upon. So if Terrence is talking about masculinity and is trying to use this Diddy situation by trying to say that, his masculinity was in jeopardy or in question and he didn't want to go there, then of course, you know, Terrence is not even thinking about how his words could hurt or affect the LGBTQIA community. Because let's face it, there are gay men, there are masculine gay men. So of course for them, hearing that will make them feel a certain kind of way, because it's like, yo, so because I'm gay, I'm not masculine. So you have to like ask yourself, like sometimes, I get it, people, you're entitled to your own opinion, you can say what it is you want to say, but sometimes you have to think about the words you put out in the atmosphere and think about the people that you are potentially affecting with your work.
So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit, because the man card means everything.
Just, I would imagine that Terrence Howard, being the seasoned actor and just brilliant talent that he is, I would imagine that he has all types of fans. I'm sure he has gay fans, he has lesbian fans, he has transgender fans. To say something like that, and you know you might have gay masculine men who follow you, like, did you ever stop to think that, damn, what I'm saying could make them feel a certain kind of way? It's like we never put ourselves in other people's shoes. It's like we're always so fast to say something without thinking about how your words could potentially affect people and offend people. And I know y'all might say, oh, well, you know, you just gotta suck it up, buttercup. And I'm all for that. However, I'm all for extending grace to people. It's like we never place ourselves in anyone else's shoes. It's just like we say what we say, we have our own opinion, and I'll be damned if somebody question me or try to go toe to toe with me. I'm right, you're wrong. And I just think sometimes we just have to learn how to extend and grant each other grace. And I'm not saying that Terrence doesn't have a right to say what it is he wants to say in the moment, but again, I think Terrence should think about how his words could affect, you know, like gay men. And I know he probably wasn't thinking about them and probably may not care how they feel about that, but still, at the end of the day, you know, the older that I get, I'm becoming more intentional with how I say things and how it could potentially like make somebody feel. So Petty Bunch, y'all comment below. How did y'all feel about Terrence Howard getting on the Patrick Bet-David show? I mean, I was all for him exposing Diddy, because there are still people out here to this day that are protecting Diddy and feel like Diddy is not guilty of the crimes that he is now in jail about to pay the price for. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video. I mean, yeah, let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Do y'all feel that Terrence Howard was speaking his truth to power and that he said what he said? Or do you feel like he should have chosen his words a little more? Yeah, should he have chosen his words before he just smacked us with them? So y'all get with me in the comments, and I'm gonna get with y'all in the next video. Later.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He's just in a bad situation right now, and he's trying to get out of it.
Girl, can we gossip? Ooh, can we gossip? Girl, can we gossip? I have tea, can we gossip?